All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome to the Ready, Set, Blow podcast.
Yeah.
Andy Valero here. Dean Gonzalez is back. Mike hiding behind the fact that he doesn't have a camera. Are you ever going to put a camera on yourself, Mike? I'm going to get you in the real seat.
Never.
Somehow I'm going to have you on the podcast, but also do the boards.
No, he has blue hair. Blue hair, just so you guys know. He has blue hair.
Huge cock, girls. Check it out. Check him out.
The girls listening to this podcast. Ladies, find something better to do with
the
your
kind
time.
of girls that listen to this podcast will definitely fuck you.
Well, yeah, wow.
Right after their father,
Yeah, exactly. Right after they're done blowing their dad.
before their uncle. Right,
my God.
called Thanksgiving.
Jeez. Yeah, you look like
I have a
an
surprising amount of female listeners. It's like almost 40%. You would think it'd be like 80-20, 90-10. I bet Joe Rogan's like 90% men. But
Yeah, that's
that's
true.
pretty good for my fucking style of humor.
You did your demographics on your viewers?
Yeah, for the podcast.
Oh, cool. And what's your demographics as far as women? 80%, but then break it down
No. It's like 60-40 male female.
Oh, okay.
And the biggest age group is similar to my age.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think it's 25 to 35.
That's awesome. I did my demographic on my
I guess
fans.
that's not my age group anymore. I'm fucking 42. But just a little below me.
I did my age group demographic and everything, and it turns out females who are into me are cougars and fat chicks.
There
Yeah,
you go.
man.
You know what I got a lot of? And this is we don't have this in demographics, but I got it anecdotally from people DMing me or emailing the show. Single moms. So a lot of those 40% of women are single moms.
So strippers.
Shout out single. Yeah, man. Shout out
there you
single
go.
moms.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, ladies of the night. You
That's
know,
right,
my
man.
kind of gals.
Come on over. Section 8 Drake is here for you, baby.
Section 8 Drake.
That's what they call me. No A minor. That's what. Now I'm adopting A minors. Oh
They're
man.
OnlyFans moms who are trying to scoop up some of your
Yeah.
following.
Yeah.
I was just. But listen, everyone's got to work, Mike. All right, I love those ladies. Those women are single-handedly rebalanced. They always talk about the gender pay gap. Without OnlyFans, I think OnlyFans is going to single-handedly end the gender pay gap. Because it's just a transfer of money from dudes to chicks.
Yeah, by opening up their gap.
Yeah, exactly, son.
That's right. Yeah,
Exactly.
man.
Spread those legs and I'll spread this wallet.
That's
You know?
right. Yeah. You know, there's a lot, and don't ask me how I know this, but there's a lot of new regulations for OnlyFans, Pornhub, and all that stuff.
Really? What is this about?
So now they need face recognition, and they have AIs that recognize cocks and ass and twats.
Oh, so you can't like make an account with somebody else's nudes.
You can't make an account and have a co-performer and work with them without their ID and face and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They have to verify. Everyone has to be verified.
Well, it makes sense because think about it. Like if you're fucking around and it's underage girls, or it's, or underage
Whoa,
people.
whoa! We didn't say all that. Jesus.
Well, I mean, that's why you have to ID the person you're not performing with, the person you're collaborating with. Right?
Yeah,
Because now it's not called fucking anymore. It's called creating content.
Correct. That's correct.
Do you want to come over and create content with me?
Yeah, but the first
It's
thing
like
I think
content
is
all over your face.
right. Yeah, the first thing is though that the person knows that they're going to be on the internet.
Yeah.
Selling their
image is gonna be used for the sale.
Yeah, exactly. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
And then I think the second thing may be if they're of age. I would hope
Yeah.
that they're of age. Period. If they're doing it. Period.
Yeah.
you
Well,
know?
what's funny is that there was I don't know if you remember this a few years back. There was like a point in time, like toward the end of the pandemic, where OnlyFans was like really starting to take off, but they didn't want to be known for just porn, so they were like trying to say that they're not.
Yeah, they try to ban it or like.
Yeah, well, they tried to
stop it.
lessen it. They tried to like branch out into other things.
Yeah.
But it's like, listen, man, this is the golden goose. Don't fucking shit on it.
Right. It was like Elon took over and the stock went all the way down. And they were like, "No, Elon, get out of here, Doge." Or
I know. Fucking Liberation Day. You feeling liberated?
yeah, right.
Are you feeling free?
That lasted 1 week and it was done, man. But how crazy is that AI can recognize your cock?
Oh, that you recognize your cock. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that I want to know who the guy is that's programming that. Like,
Right.
He has to do that. So he has to develop the algorithm for cock recognition. It's just some gay programmer like this is what a cock should look like.
Right. The algorithm indeed. The algo stroke.
They came and scanned mine
They came and scanned yours.
at the house.
I see.
What? What the hell?
Well, here's the question: If you're uncircumcised, can it recognize your bell end? Is it like a face mask for facial recognition? Is a foreskin like a face mask
Yeah, it
for
might
cock
be.
recognition?
It might be, man. I that's beyond
Who
my pay
knows,
grade.
right?
But
How do you like what are the because like I think the facial recognition software works because it measures like the distance between your eyes and your bridge of your nose.
Yeah.
There's like a ratio, and it's like slightly different for everybody. And
Yeah.
they use kind of like that ratio to like figure out that's you.
I don't know,
What
but
is it? What is it like? Hey, from the tip of your fucking helmet to the base of your balls is how we figure out. Like, what is the measurement?
This gives a whole new definition to facial recognition.
There you go, buddy.
Ready, set, blow. Oh, ready, set, blow indeed. Huh?
Blow indeed.
Bro, I'm glad to be back here,
Yeah,
man. It's
man,
my favorite podcast to do.
I know, man.
Yeah,
Wild
man.
times. It's been a few months. It's probably been about 6 months.
It hasn't been that long, no way.
Well, I don't think Trump. You haven't been back since Daddy Trump's back in office. Emperor Trump has assumed the throne.
That's right. That's right.
That's what has been 6 months. We got elected in November, so it's
That's
March
right,
now.
man.
Got to be a
Yeah.
while. So the world has changed.
We've been busy.
Yeah, a lot of Florida in the federal government now, son. Basically every politician in Florida now works in administration.
Good.
Yes, but I mean, Florida's a little bit of a weird place. I don't know if we want to run the whole country.
A little bit.
The way we run Florida. Florida's good because it's Florida. Like it's Florida runs. It's weird and it does its own thing, so you can go visit Florida, right? But should you run the whole country like Florida? I don't know if that's what we want to be.
When shit hit the fan, where did everybody go?
Yeah. But I mean, where do all criminals go? Where do you go when you're running away from an alimony check? Where do you go? I mean, like, Florida,
Where do you go when
Florida is basically it's like an escapees. If you're on the lam, you go to Florida.
That's right. When you want good cocaine, where do you go?
That's right. You go to Florida, right?
When
you
you want
a Brazilian butt lift, you go down to Florida, right?
Exactly. Exhibit A and Exhibit B, BL.
Yeah, BL.
Straight up.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, man. It's been crazy, man. But
I think people are overreacting.
Because one of the things that Elon is doing is exposing people who's been robbing us, and people are like going crazy about that.
Yeah, but he's also been robbing us. I mean, let's not. He's we're all part of the problem. Everyone's got their hand in the cookie jar. You're just trying to get the other motherfucker's hand out of it. Let's be honest, right? You want you're going to take your TARP money, your fucking PPP money. You just want the other asshole. I want his PPP money. I want all of yours and mine. You're like,
yeah.
So everyone's trying to get their hand in the pot. But what I think they're overreacting to is the things that aren't important. Like, if they're trying to cut Social Security, like if at some point we're all going to have to retire, so you want that's something you should be concerned about. But people are like lighting Teslas on fire.
That's
It's
crazy.
like, bro, he already sold that car. You know what I'm saying? Like if I see it all the time on the internet now. People are like keying cars in a grocery store parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, first of all, Elon already has the money he sold that car. So
Correct.
Now you're just fucking up some other random person's day. And 95% of the Teslas were sold before Elon Musk got involved in politics.
Yeah.
So it's usually liberals.
And they're getting
It's
more
liberals
money.
burning liberals' cars. It's fun.
Correct. And they're getting more money for the repairs.
Yeah, to fix the fucking car.
Yeah. My only thing
It's
that I
the stupidest
love
protest.
that I love about this whole thing about the Tesla discrimination is that now I can discriminate. I have a drug dealer car,
Yeah.
on a low rider with bass. I pump it up.
Nice
But
German car.
That's right. But whenever I pull up to a Tesla, I just pull up like,
Start judging them.
be better.
Yeah, right.
And I hit my switch. Be better.
Be a good person.
Yeah, right.
It's like, man.
I see it on my neighborhood. I yell out the window, be better. Get out of my neighborhood.
Yeah, well, it actually happens a lot in California because there's so many Teslas here.
Yeah.
But like I said, all those were sold before he got into politics.
That's right.
And it's like everyone in California is liberal, so you're just liberals burning other liberals' cars.
Absolutely.
It doesn't that's a worthless.
The good
effort.
thing is that black and brown people never like Teslas because they don't have catalytic converters.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
there's nothing to
you
steal.
You can't steal an airbag from a Tesla.
You can't. There's no catalytic converters. There's no bass system in it. Beats by Dre is not in any Tesla that I've ever seen. So I never cared, but I love the discrimination against that.
Shit like that. Like, that's the things that are not important that people are going crazy about. And look, like if you want to hurt, Europe's doing more damage to him than we are. They just stopped buying Teslas. Sales are down 30% in the European Union.
In the European Union?
Yeah.
They're not even involved in our shit. They just follow our shit. That's how much people follow us.
Well, that's the thing. Their reaction to Elon is not because he's cutting our government's, U.S. aid and all that shit. They're doing it because of the tariffs. And one way to get back at Donald Trump is to get back at Elon Musk. So his sales are down 30%, which is why the stock is off like 40% since January 1st, is because of European sales. So all this lighting on cars on fire here ain't doing shit. He's selling more cars here now because of it.
Right. Buy the dip, people. That's all I can say. Buy the dip.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man. The world's a weird place now. It's hard to say how we don't know. That's the thing about these tariffs, man. Like, expert economists have an assumption of what's going to happen, but we don't really know. Like you don't know how people are going to react. Like they might drop their tariffs and we might drop ours. They might escalate. We might escalate. Like you don't. The game hasn't played out. So to pretend that we all know where it's going to go. Look, and I'm not one of these. Look, I'm not a conservative guy by any stretch of the imagination.
You are, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, well, compared to everyone in California, I'm right of Hitler.
Yeah, right. You're giving your heart out to people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my Roman salute.
Right.
But
you're making too much sense, Randy.
Exactly. But make no mistake. I don't like Donald Trump as a person, but I don't want him to fail as a president because that means the country is doing poorly. Yeah. I hope he might be crazy as batshit, but I hope he's right because then we're all going to be better off. You know what I'm saying? Like
you're making too much sense, bro. I know a friend who.
If you didn't vote for Barack Obama, fine. But if he makes everyone in the country better off, then we're better off for it.
Bro, I know somebody who moved to Italy a few years ago for 2 years, came back over here, not even a week back in the country, at one of those Elon Musk rallies.
Oh. Who's got the time, son?
Not only that, you were just out the country for 2 years.
You're not even part of it.
Yeah, you don't even care. And she's there
you haven't
writing
paid taxes in 2 years. What do you
writing? Get hands off. Like, hey, can you write that in Italian?
Yeah, right.
You were just in
expressing
Italy.
your newly acquired American rights,
bro. Yeah, for real. That you forgot about.
Yeah, I got them last week, so I'm going to use them.
Yeah, I don't respect anybody who runs away from the problems and then
that
tries to come back.
I do have a big problem
and make it worse.
Yeah, you see a lot of that shit here in Hollywood, man. Oh, fucking Rosie O'Donnell moved to Ireland. I'm moving out of the country because Trump's president. It's like, what kind of fucking American are you? If you don't like it, change what's going on in the country. Don't run away like a bitch.
Or thug it out.
Yeah, don't run away like a little bitch.
I'm
going to take my ball and go to Ireland.
Buy some shit though. I'll tell you that.
But what are you going to buy?
Hookers.
Some cameras. Anything. I had a shopping cart go up 30% today.
Already?
Wow.
Oh yeah. All my camera gear and shit that I was gonna buy.
That's crazy because it just passed. Like
the tariffs.
See, this is fucked up because like the stuff you're buying is already sitting in stock.
Yeah. There's advertisements on the sides of buildings because there's a camera conference going on in Vegas right now that says this new camera released is $4,900. If you go on the website now, it's $65.
That's bullshit, man.
But because they don't have to do that, but they do it quickly as possible to go ahead and get you upset about what's going on.
Yeah.
Now to me,
but also they get the revenue.
Company. They need to get their money.
No. But also they get the revenue.
That too.
Think about it, because think about it. Like when you go to Walmart right now, they have TVs in stock.
Yeah.
Those TVs weren't imported yesterday.
Collecting dust.
Yeah. So they got those months ago in a warehouse. But they already put the price up 30%. They haven't ordered those from China.
They don't have to do that yet.
Yeah, they're taking an extra 30% on product they already have in hand. So they're just getting more fucking revenue.
Right.
They're squeezing you and get mad at your government that I'm raping you. That's really what's going on.
The thing I love about these tariffs, though, is now when I go on a date with a girl who's foreign, she has to split the bill, whatever the tariff is, for the nationality that she is. So if she
have a reciprocal tariff chart,
yeah.
You pull it out. Where are you from, baby?
You're Chinese.
Okay, that'd be 54%.
That's right.
that poster board that Trump held out.
That's right.
You pull that out. Where are you from? Vietnam. Okay, that'll be 37%.
That's correct. Yeah. Hey, I hear kind of a British accent. That'll be 25% of the bill. 25%. I mean,
reciprocal
come on, you know how it is.
Yeah,
come
right,
on.
Come on. I'm not charging you the whole half.
That's
I'm
right.
only charging you what the tariff is.
That's why I've been looking for Cambodian bitches lately, man. They're
like 75%, right?
They're at 70. They're like that 59% of them, man.
That's why I'm looking for Cambodia.
These American bitches are done with me.
Man. I'm gonna go fuck one of those penguins that you tax some island with penguins on it.
Right. Whenever I hear an accent, I'm just like cha-ching.
I know.
Yes. This date is sponsored by a tariff. Yeah, man.
Sponsored by trade deficits. I just try to have fun because honestly, like. Listen, we're all gonna end up in the ground. This shit, I think we're grasping at straws. I think civilization's on its way out. I mean, how many nuclear weapons do we have? And somebody's gonna make a mistake and shoot one, and they're all gonna get fired. We're all gonna die eventually. So let's have a little bit of fun here.
Yeah, that's another thing I have a conspiracy theory about. I think they're all in cahoots to make us think that the world's gonna end. But who's really gonna blow up the world? They want to keep us scared. They want to keep us divided.
Yeah. That's
but
behind what it's about.
But behind the scenes, that Trump and Xi Jinping or whatever his name is.
Xi Jinping. Xing Ping, whatever the fuck his name.
That they're friends. That Trump and Putin are friends.
It's like the was it Mayweather and Conor McGregor?
Correct.
They were talking all that shit, and then they boarded the same plane for the fucking event.
That's right.
All right. It's all you guys are acting.
I really feel that.
Yeah.
Keep us all scared.
There's a lot of that shit.
Divided. So I don't even worry about it too much because it pumped up my anxiety to the max.
No,
I was waking up every day like dreading opening my phone to like, oh, what happened today?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we'll be all right, man.
It is kind of annoying that it kind of like monopolized the conversation. Like we used to talk about so much different shit 10 years ago when politics was never a day-to-day topic. Like you never talked about it. Like I mean, maybe once every 4 years you're like, oh, you gonna go vote today? Who you vote for? What's going on?
Yeah.
But before that, no. I don't remember anybody and me and my friends were never casually talking about John Kerry and George Bush Jr. in conversation. Now, man, fucking dumbass comics who have no fucking don't have two brain cells to run together are giving me their political philosophy with the fucking improv. I'm like, why am I listening to this from you?
Yeah,
Carrot Top. Like this is not.
Unemployed Carrot Top. Do you still Uber Eats?
Yeah.
Okay, shut the fuck up then.
Open mic ventriloquist act. Like, why am I listening to you about this shit?
If you could name me Al Gore's vice president running mate, then I might listen to you.
Who was that?
I don't fucking know.
Look that up. Good question, Mike. Who was Al Gore's running mate?
That's what I'm saying.
I forget.
Though. Yeah, I don't remember, but
because I forget who was the vice president to fucking Bush. Cheney. Cheney,
Cheney was the real president.
Cheney was the real deal. Yeah,
he was the real president. But Bush was just golfing.
Yeah, I like George Bush.
Joe Lieberman.
Oh
yeah, who gives a shit, right?
Joe Lieberman. So who's that? My fucking dentist,
right?
My fucking dentist friend.
I have questions for anyone who tries to get political with me. Whenever it's free Ukraine, I pull up a map of the world and I say point Ukraine on the map.
Yeah, just
point it
Google
out.
Maps with
nothing, with no names.
Yeah.
You know how many times people can point it out?
Never.
They'll point Gaza out to me unless they're Palestinian or like Arab.
Yeah.
But never can they point it out.
Yeah, of course not.
No, but it's about humanitarian rights.
Shut the fuck up.
Also, fuck babies, pro-choice. It's like, okay, well, tomato, I guess.
It's. I mean, like Jay Leno used to do that back in the day. His man on the street stuff, and it would prove because George Carlin had a joke years ago, like 25 years ago. He goes, think about how stupid you are. Half the people in this country are dumber than that.
Correct.
No matter how dumb you are, half the people are dumber than that.
Especially the loudest people.
Of course,
yeah.
Of course. And then and so it made me think of like a Jay Leno. He used to do this, jaywalking, man on the street stuff. And he'd ask me like, who was the first astronaut to walk on the surface of the sun? Buzz Armstrong.
Right.
And I'm like, Buzz
Armstrong.
Buzz Lightyear, Neil Armstrong. So they got the name wrong and the surface of the sun.
I would expect someone to say Apollo. That would be more of a writer answer.
It'd be a little more accurate.
Yeah, a little more accurate for sure. And not only that, I think that a lot of these people are hired. Because I knew somebody who worked in protests and stuff. She was a mobile
people are saying that.
worker.
Listen, that's the rumor going on around in like
it's true
in like right wing circles in the memosphere. I hope it's true. Can somebody give me their contact information, son?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, you want to make $200 a day to protest?
Yeah, dude, I'll do some filler work. You know what I'm saying? I'll do some background work.
You'd be really part of the
piece
problem.
Of shit out of driving for Uber, and I get to throw fucking Molotov cocktails. That seems like a good time, bro. Where you'll pay my bail and give me a day rate, a per diem.
Right.
You know
I'd be drinking.
Do I get a gun?
I'd be drinking the Molotov cocktail in the bag.
Yeah, you pull out the
hands off.
Yeah, you pull out the rag and just start drinking.
Right. Hands there. Use the rag to wipe.
You start wiping your face. Wipe the sweat off your brow. It's fucking hot out here.
They got somebody the other day on one of these protests. A guy's doing a speech about hands off, and this girl in the back of the protest, she rolls her eyes like she's like, yeah. I don't know if you saw that, but that was crazy, and that's most of them. They're getting paid like $200 a day to cause a
reach
disturbance.
Out, dude. Hit me
reach
up.
out.
Reach out. At Randy Blair on Instagram, son. I got followers. I'll for extra $100. I'll post about it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I got cougars and fat chicks.
Yeah, dude. Listen. We're all people like I would never sell out. Fuck you. You just haven't heard a price high enough.
Yeah, that's true.
I will sell out for $200. If you want me to vote Republican, my vote can be bought. You want me to vote Democrat? My vote can be bought. Whatever you want.
What's your number?
For what? For what?
For
presidential elections?
Well, which number will be higher for you to vote Republican or Democrat?
The same. It depends on the office.
Let's say
so like a councilman, $200. The
$200.
president
I was thinking in the thousands.
for a local councilman.
Oh no.
The president. I want
Who gives a shit?
$1,000.
What are we gonna vote for? Joe Lieberman? Who gives a shit about Joe Lieberman?
Yeah, for like Senate, that's more, right? Like, so it goes up as the office
All
goes
right,
higher.
correct.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I would do it.
So you're starting off.
I mean, look,
in the
fucking so talking about paying people. Elon Musk was paying people in Wisconsin to go vote in that
Just to
Supreme
vote.
Court race. How fucking the Supreme Court has a race? That's weird.
I didn't even know that.
In
I thought it was
Wisconsin,
just by
the state
merit.
Supreme Court.
Yeah, that's
creepy,
crazy, but at the same time, yeah, whatever, man. So
to vote, what do I know?
Yeah, whatever. Make your money, but all right. So 10,000 to vote Republican.
Sure, yeah, I would do it.
You would do it. All
Yeah,
right,
I would vote down the chain. Like, so I'd vote for every Republican in the next cycle if someone handed me $10,000, no question.
wow.
No question.
What if the candidate was like the guy from the Love on the Spectrum or something? Like,
I'd vote for him for free.
Jack.
Because that would just be funny. Just a downs out fucking,
Yeah.
you know, like autistic fucking far on the spectrum president. That'd be great.
He meets the president. I'm so happy to meet
Oh my
you.
God, Putin, I love you. Nice
I
to
love
meet
you. Nice to meet you.
And he kisses him.
He's talking in his mouth. Nice to meet you, Putin. I love you.
Oh, dude, you showed me that clip. I don't know if everyone's seen it. What's the guy's name?
Jack Black.
Jack
and,
Black, but the autistic guy.
Who knows?
Yeah,
I
who knows?
don't even want to.
Right,
doesn't even matter. Spectrum guy.
We'll call him Ken. I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, so they have a new season of Love on the Spectrum's out, and I was watching a show recently, and I was putting a friend onto it. He's like, I don't know if I want to watch this shit, man. It's made me feel weird, really making fun of, people with special needs, retarded people. And I'm like, no, man, trust me, it's really funny, but it's also sweet. Like, they're very generous to those people.
Yeah.
So you end up liking all the characters, and they're very funny. They don't know it. Like, they just say shit that, like, their inside voice comes out,
Right.
which makes them laugh. So there's one guy, I forget his name. We'll call him Ken. I don't know, big teeth guy.
Right.
Very excitable, big teeth guy.
Helmet guy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But I was on Oprah or Ellen or something. And he's a big
Kelly
fan
Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson, and he's a big fan of Jack Black. And Jack Black comes out and surprises him. And bro, when you showed me that clip, how close he was, like talking into Jack Black's mouth.
Yeah.
Like Jack Black was trying to pull his head back,
Right.
and he kept talking into his mouth. It was so weird, dude.
It was weird. It looked like an episode of Love on the Spectrum. Jack Black was the contestant on it.
Well, you gave me some fucked up shit. You were like, I think he's acting. I'm like, who, Jack Black? Yeah, he wants to pretend like he's friends with the guy. He wants to make him feel good. He's a fan. Like, no, I think the retarded guy's acting.
And he was like, yeah, Jack Black. That's what I just said. Yeah, man. That's crazy. But that show's, to me, cool because you have to be on the spectrum to fall in love nowadays. You really
want to do that? Yeah,
to believe what a woman says to you.
To believe that it's going to work out like the fairy tale they sell you in the movies.
You have to be on the spectrum.
Yeah.
You have to be like, really? You like me? Yay! I miss you so much. I love you. And just talking to their mouth.
That's also a weak diagnosis, man. Like, think about it. Some doctor, like, oh, I'm sorry, your kid's on the spectrum. All right, well, where?
Right.
What the fuck kind of diagnosis is that? It's like, hey, it's like going to the doctor saying, hey, you got something. You come, hey, doc, something's bothering me. He does all these tests. Like, yeah, something is wrong with you. And then he walks out. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Yeah.
Give me be specific.
That'll be $500.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there should, like, am I a 1 or a 9 on the spectrum? Is there a fucking measurement here? Like,
yeah.
There's not even a scale. They have a Richter scale for earthquakes.
Right.
The fucking hurricanes have 1 through 5. The fucking spectrum's got you're on or you're off. There's no number on this shit.
The Richter scale, a retarded scale. Like, there's no retarded scale. Come on, man.
What if the Richter scale and the autism scale work the same way? In that, like, when in the Richter scale, when you go from like 1 to 2, it's like 100 times increase.
Yeah.
So like, oh, if I'm a 1 on this on the scale, I'm real low. But if I'm a 2, I'm like 10 times as worse as a 1. If I'm a 9, I'm 1,000 times worse than a 1.
The doctor comes in like reading a nuclear devastation, like Mr. Randy, handshaking. I have some news for you.
Yeah, you're not gonna want to hear this.
You're a 9.
Yeah, you're a 9.
I'm sorry to say. You're just like, all right. Well,
I do love that show though, man. It is a very funny. And
you watch it, huh?
Well, I watched the original ones that came out that were in, I think they were Australia, and they started airing them. Mike, do you remember where the original Love on the Spectrum was in Australia, right?
I thought you were gonna say Florida.
No,
that would have made sense.
No, that's Real Housewives of Miami. I think it was Australia. There's a guy named Michael on it, I watched
Yeah, it
those.
was Australian.
Yeah, they were so fucking great, dude.
Oh, with the accent too.
Yeah,
I want to hear an autistic person on the with an
that's the
Australian
thing.
accent.
Any special needs person that has an Australian or British accent immediately sounds smarter than any American.
Does it?
Doesn't anyone with a British accent sound more legitimate than an
Yeah, but
American?
Australian is more like the retarded British people.
They are.
Yeah, hey, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, job,
Australia should just
dingo.
be. They should change the name of Australia to UK on the
The
spectrum.
Fosters. Australian for bear, mate.
Yeah, right.
Like,
They should change it from Australia to UK on the spectrum. Just change the country's name.
Yeah.
So you have the UK and then UK on the spectrum.
yeah. I've never been to Australia, but
Oh man, I went. I loved it. You'd love it.
Yeah?
Girls love you. Yeah, man.
really?
A chocolate bunny like you working out there?
Yeah, I
Oh.
look like a fucking kangaroo over there or something.
No, I mean you're a good-looking guy and you have an exotic look. It's a lot of blonde hair, blue-eyed. You know,
No, okay.
a lot of
man.
white women. You'd love it and fit.
I mean,
Fit.
I
Not a
would
fat. I didn't see one fat person in Australia.
really.
None. Zero.
What do they call their cougars over there? Like dingoes or some shit? those are fat chicks and dingoes. Do they even have cougars over there?
That's a good question. If your country doesn't have cougars, what do you call your old hot chicks?
Koalas. He's a koala. What do you mean? A bear? That's what I said, mate.
Yeah, what do you call a cougar if you don't have cougars in your country?
I just always worry. Like, first off, the flight is long as hell.
Yeah.
That flight to me it better be worth it. And then I got to stay there at least 2 weeks.
I did. I stayed there for a month.
They call her a Sheila.
A Sheila?
Yeah.
Oh, he got it. Yeah.
Sheila.
Sheila.
What the hell's a Sheila? Why?
The name Sheila.
Yeah, but what the
I guess
hell?
like Sheila's like an old lady's name over there. Like Ethel.
The Sheila who started that must have been the complete bitch like of the
Well,
country.
it's either that or she was sucking a lot of cock that everyone
Yeah,
knew
right.
Sheila's name. So
Sheila.
yeah, you know Sheila? Yeah, I know Sheila. Oh shit, Sheila. What up?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the kangaroos, they really have balls, bro. I wish a kangaroo would step to me like this.
You
like,
see how yoked they are or something? They fucking.
bro, let a kangaroo step to me like that, bro. My Puerto Rican's gonna come out. I'm stabbing him in the neck, bro.
You better have a gun in that pouch.
You see, yeah, right. You see the way they pull out?
Yeah,
Like,
so they got that prison walk.
this animal stepping up to me like this. Oh,
they got
bro.
that prison walk and they all fucking bowed up. They're like, looking at you like you're stupid.
Yeah, for real, man. But yeah, man.
Chauce is a hot girl and a mole is a slut.
A mole?
A mole.
Oh, so I call them bitches moles. Look at that mole.
Oh, they'll slap you.
Do they know?
Yeah,
In
they
the
know.
U.S.? No,
Yeah,
over there, of course. I'm talking about the U.S. They don't know shit.
A mole.
You
And
call your mate a cunt. And,
Yeah, that's true. Oh, he's a good cunt. Like your buddy.
your buddy.
Yeah, he's a good cunt.
What the hell?
Yeah, they call you cunt. So that's like a friendly gesture. They don't call women cunts over there. They
Hey,
call their
you
buddy,
cunt.
you funny cunt. Get over here. You're like, all right.
Come here, you cunt. Where's your mole sister? She's a real Sheila.
Where's your
I
mole
tell
sister? I
you.
want to fuck her cunt.
That girl's a real Sheila. Let me tell you, mate.
She's a real shit.
What a weird. I mean, just the world, you know.
You got to go out there. It's the best, man. Well, I feel like, and it's funny what they in Australia consider like untoward versus what we do. Like they use the word cunt freely.
Yeah.
You know.
And I guess Sheila isn't even quite like a cougar. Sheila's just any girl. Because they even put it on the bathrooms. Sheilas and blokes.
Blokes.
Wow,
Yeah.
Australia is just not PC at all. I love it,
Dude, they used to give me when I was over there. They gave me shit because I introduced myself, Randy. Like, oh, your name's Randy. I'm like, yeah. It's like, you know what that means, right? I'm like, what? Yeah, it means if you want to fuck, you're horny. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
it means like fucking. I'm like, yeah, but it's also my name. I was like, oh, you're a good cunt. I'm like, that's inappropriate. I'm like, no, Randy's inappropriate. Is what they told me. What are you talking about, mate? Your name's inappropriate. Cunt's fine. Your name's inappropriate.
That's hilarious. Where'd you go? Sydney, Melbourne,
So I did 2 weeks in
Perth. Those are the only three
Yeah, I
cities
did
I
2
know.
weeks in Perth and 2 weeks in Sydney.
Which one you like better?
I mean, Sydney's a bigger city. Perth, the way I'll describe it, like Sydney is like the New York.
Sydney's on the East Coast.
Yeah.
That's what I say. And then Perth is on the West Coast, kind of like by the water.
Yeah, Perth is far away from everything. Perth is like the next nearest city is probably like 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only city for a long stretch, north and south and everything. But Perth was kind of like the way I described it. It's like the Australian San Diego. I loved it.
Really?
Yeah, but Sydney's a lot more going on. It's a much bigger city, and Dude, Bondi Beach. I mean, the hottest people on earth, dude. The guys were hot. I was getting a boner.
Wow.
Like it was. I was like a fucking 2. I was like, I should hide. Like I was like covering myself in sand and shit so no one would see me. It was incredible how good looking the people were on this beach.
Really?
But they don't think they're all. It's like all normal to them.
Do they look like South African white people? Like they have tans and shit? Or Yeah. I mean, they swim with sharks every day. There's nothing but sharks. That's like the deadliest island.
Well, you know, easily. So I think 7 of the world's 10 deadliest snakes live in Australia. I think,
sharks swimming.
5 of the top 10 deadliest spiders surrounded by sharks. You know, it was a prison colony to start out.
Yeah. When you say prisoner of pikey, they get really offended by that.
A pikey?
Prisoners of something. I forgot what it is, but it's because the English used to send their prisoners to Australia.
Oh yeah, exactly.
A pugny, prisoners of pugny.
Prisoner of pugny.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Well, there's a term that they used. They sort of called me that a boogan, a real boogan.
Boogan. That sounds cute.
No, well, you know what it is. It's just you're just like it's like you're a working class, like a tradie, like a tradesman, like a working class roughneck.
Sounds like another word for spick.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like white trash. You know, like
White
you're a
trash.
townie, a boogan. It's all that. You're like, oh, you're just go. It's like so. Once I get into my act, like the other comics, like, oh, we get it now. You're like a fucking American boogan. I'm like, what the fuck is a boogan?
Right.
Like, oh, you know, just a fucking, you know, a knockaround guy. And I'm like, yeah, pretty much.
If you were to say, well, you're a prisoner of pugny, they would have fed you to the sharks, probably.
Yeah, well, you're a dumb cunt.
They'd be like, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, mate. Here's the Fosters. Yeah, man. Well, so I didn't watch Love on the Spectrum, but I did see Love is Blind. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I have seen a couple episodes of that.
Yeah, all that shit is just like.
Could you ever date a woman you've never seen?
No, absolutely fucking not. I've dated women that I've never seen inside for 2 years, 3 years.
I mean, I've dated women I haven't talked to.
What the hell?
That's an ideal relationship.
That's even worse. What the hell?
I mean, they're better to be seen than heard. You know?
Or are they prison pals?
Well, what, you like talking to women? I mean, that's like the worst part of it.
Wow. Well,
I mean, the worst part is having a conversation with them.
yeah. Well, most of my girlfriends, they do all the talking.
Yeah,
because
they talk at me.
Yeah, and then I go, yeah, well, for real, wow, that's crazy, cool,
Yeah,
cool,
right.
cool. But I'm
Yeah,
like
she's
thinking
a real
about some other
bitch.
shit. Right.
I hate Shanice too. Like,
That's all. Like when I did my demographic on my ex-girlfriends, they were the biggest talkers. So whenever we even went out, they did all the talking, and I like that shit, bro.
Are they
I did
Puerto
so
Rican
much-
girls mostly, or
Well, no.
I mean, any woman's gonna talk a lot, but a Puerto Rican girl talking. Actually.
Yeah, thanks, Sheila. You're blokey or whatever the fuck they call it. Boogie. Yeah, they do all the talking because we do so much talking on stage and on stuff like this. I bet you're a silent guy in real life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Well, I don't. I was talking about it recently with a friend. I was like, small talk. It's like, you know, oh, how was your day? I was like, it was fine. What'd you do? If something meaningful happened, I'd mention it.
Yeah.
If it was just another day, I got nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So I don't like. I like conversation if it's to a point.
Yeah.
But just to like, oh, let's just catch up for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you know, unless something particularly noteworthy happened, I don't care about your day.
And when that happens, it's just more like venting. But when you're silent and you don't have nothing to say, it's just a regular day. That's a good day.
Yeah, exactly. Dude. A good day, nothing happened, man.
Yeah,
Quiet.
Yeah. If you're venting, it was like a whatever day, a shit day or whatever. But yeah, mostly like that too, bro. Just silent in real life, and the girl does the talking, and I listen to it. I actually like it. I'm like, well, so what happened?
Yeah,
Cool.
Well, if she could tell a story. Some girls, I hate when they don't land their plane. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they never land their plane. They're like an American Eagle flight. Wow. Well, you know what? I shouldn't have said that.
yeah, right. They don't get off the ground.
Well, yeah. I'm skating on thin ice with that comment.
But yeah, I mean, like it's like women. Dude, it's even comedians, bad storytelling comedians, like guys who aren't that or gals who aren't that great at it. Like, it has to have a narrative, has to be engaging, and everything has to drive towards the point. A lot of women's conversations, it'll be like, you know, they start talking about this one problem and then they just scurry off here for half an hour. I'm like, wait, what is the point of this story?
Yeah.
You know, like, why are you describing to me what happened? But like, what is the point you're trying to make with this story? Well, the point is, I wanted to go for this promotion, but so-and-so got it. Then I was like, why are you telling me about how she changed her hair? I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Like, what does that have to do with this? Like,
Yeah.
you know, shit like that.
You know, the girl that got me into stand-up comedy, 8 some odd years ago. She was from Germany and she just lived over here, so she had like this perspective on the U.S. and the people over here that I would just listen to her and I'd be like, yeah, you're right. Why do they call themselves queen? Queen of what?
Yeah.
She would like really go off.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the wow, yeah. So when girls talk, I like them to vent too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that to me is like I listen. I'm like, yeah, true. The only thing I got to say is, all right, let's go get something to eat. We're going to Mr. Chow or something.
Yeah. You know what? I like when women, like if you're with a girl and she's with her girlfriends and they start bitching about a third party. Listen to them, put someone in the frying pan.
And is the third party usually a guy?
Well, the third party ain't there. So
Right.
guy,
But
girl,
no, usually
a woman.
talking about
Usually a woman.
They're talking about a woman?
It's usually two girlfriends talking about a third girlfriend who isn't there.
Or a guy.
Yeah, or a guy, yeah.
I always notice that they're talking about guys.
But if they're like, oh, so-and-so gets some nerve. Oh, my God, mine too. And then they go in on it.
Yeah.
They get real fucking mean.
Yeah,
Real
they
mean
do.
and real funny.
Yeah.
Like to me, the meaner they get, the funnier I find it because I don't know the person.
Correct.
That person's feelings don't mean anything to me. It's just funny hearing
That's
them
right.
talk about somebody like that. Like, God damn, what is this person? Is this person Hitler? Like,
Hey, you know what I found out recently? It's funny that whenever girls go to the bathroom, they solve the world's problems, apparently.
well, they break out into a crying circle, son. You know what I'm saying?
They break out into everything. They come back with a
support. It's like an AA meeting in the bathroom.
It really is.
Strange girls will get in and say, girl, he's not good enough for you. Like just a stranger will chime in, from the stall. Like
Right.
they really get together. It's almost like a prep, like a pep talk before a championship football game or something.
Correct. Yeah, they come out. I'm like, honey, you okay? Yeah, we just figured out an exit strategy for the Middle East. I'm like, what the hell? You were gone for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
and who is this lady?
We figured out how to get to net zero carbon emissions, but you don't have to worry about it. Like,
What do guys talk about in the bathroom?
I mean, usually just farting.
Right. Or at
See the
most,
tits on that one?
right. Or at most, hey, you got a bump?
Yeah, exactly.
You got another bump?
Yeah, who's got a bump?
That's it.
Anybody have any coke?
Right. Like, what's all this talking in the bathroom that girls do? I don't understand.
Bro, have you ever been in a women's bathroom? It's actually dirtier than a men's room.
Yes, I have.
It's filthy.
Yeah, I have.
Like women, I mean, there's,
I had to go get my cameras out. So,
yeah. Actually, I was so disgusted I had to pull my cameras out of the bathroom.
Right.
No, but there's fucking, sanitary napkins or whatever they call them, tampons and shit everywhere, toilet paper
Sanitary
all over
napkins.
the place. Somehow there's still piss on the floor. I mean, y'all sit down and piss.
Because they hover. They hover. They don't sit. They hover.
Still, how are you pissing on the floor?
Yeah.
If I hovered over the toilet, I wouldn't miss. If I'm drunk pissing just fucking all over the place, I'm missing.
Just Zorroing it out on the stall or a toilet seat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, you remember when you were a kid, you see how far away from the urinal can I go before I miss it?
Yeah.
So you
with your pants on your ankles.
Oh, yeah.
Remember you pissed like that? But we pissed like that once upon a time. We put our pants down to our ankles and fucking passed out.
Bro, it's true. One of my buddies, we went to a Knicks game. This is probably like 10 years ago now. And I won't say my buddy's name because he has a real job, so I don't get him fired.
Jeff Dye.
No, not him.
Fuck him.
He wishes. Because I told him about this. Like, that's really funny. So we're at a Knicks game, and me and two of my buddies went to the bathroom. And as a goof, one of my buddies, we were just pull up to the urinals next, 3 in a row. He pulls. We're like 29 years old. He pulls his pants on all of his ankles and starts pissing there. And it's like halftime. I start laughing. My buddies laughing. The guys in the line start laughing. He's acting like it's normal. But he did that. He pulled that elementary school pants around the ankles, pissed. But he was like 30 years old. We were howling laughing.
You guys should have recorded that. That's a skit.
It's a good bit. That's a good bit right there.
Hell yeah. And just act like nothing happened.
Yeah, pull it up and walk away.
And then go wash your hands and ask the next dude, hey, you saw the game last night? That's a skit, dude. I always wanted to do a skit where I go to department stores and have like dresses and then walk up to a girl with her man or whoever and be like, hey, my girl's about the same size. Can I just compare this on you real quick? And she's like, yeah, sure. And then pull out thong real quick from behind the dress. Go ahead.
The sluttiest outfit you can find.
Yeah, the thong. Like, can you turn around?
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah, sorry.
Just get people's reaction. That would blow. That would be so viral. Nobody better steal it. I'm saying this now.
Yeah, dude.
But I just never had the balls to do it. But that would be hilarious, man. Fucking.
What I used to do as a kid, because obviously I don't wear condoms anymore. As a kid.
What are condoms?
What am I, a fucking child? Oh, AIDS? Oh, scared. No, but we would go into go to the bodega. Like, hey, let me get a box of Trojans, and he'd pull from behind the thing, put it on the counter. I'm like, do you guys have a fitting room? Asking for a fitting room for the condoms. He's like, never mind. And I just pay him and walk out there.
That's great.
Make my buddies laugh.
Right.
You guys have a fitting room?
Or you come back and be like, actually, I need the XL.
Exchange
Magnums.
it.
Yeah, exchange it. Right.
Just give them the condom out of the bag.
Just put it.
Can I exchange that?
Yeah, can I get the Magnum XLs, please?
Yeah, this doesn't fit.
Yeah,
Can you get that off the counter, sir?
Oh my god, that's hilarious, dude.
Try to exchange condoms.
Bro, do you know how viral we'd be if we had the balls to do any of this shit that we're talking about?
I know. Well, what's funny to me is that there's 1,000 of these YouTube channels that do these pranks. I'm surprised more of these kids ain't getting fucked up trying to make some of these clips.
Half of them are hired.
Like you approach the wrong person, he's gonna slap the shit out of you.
Well, half of them are hired. Half of them they know the person that they're doing it to.
Okay.
My thing is that all of them can't do what we do on stage.
Oh, of course not. No, I mean, look, that's the thing about stand-up comedy that is difficult and makes it fun and interesting for me every time I do it every night. It's you're only as good as your last joke, and you don't know how each set's going to go, and you have to somehow figure out how to get people to like you.
Yeah.
In 15 seconds. Get on board with me, or this is going to be a horrible set.
Which ironically is you have to get people to hate you.
Well, you have to get them to feel something.
You have to get them to get riled up. So you have to stir up the pot.
Yeah.
And get them to hate you.
Oh, yeah.
And be like, what the audacity of this guy.
Yeah. Oh, I
want to go see him.
The worst bomb I ever had was not them crowd hating me. It was the crowd being indifferent towards me. It's like they're just ignoring you.
Where at?
Oh my God! It was at the Middle East in fucking Boston. My first
Middle East. Why did I think you were gonna say like Egypt or something?
Yeah, it was in Gaza. I was bombing.
I was bombing in Gaza.
Bombing in Gaza.
Shit.
Can some comedian please film a special in Gaza and call it Bombing in Gaza?
Oh my God. That sounds like an Andrew Schultz special.
Please. Do it at the border in Israel. Just call it Bombing in Gaza.
Oh my God. That is brilliant, bro.
That's a great name.
That's going to happen one day. Somebody's going to shoot a special in Gaza.
Bombing in Gaza.
At Trump's resort and spa.
Yeah, at Trump Worldwide.
Right.
Trump World Headquarters.
Right.
In Gaza City.
Trump Gaza Resort. Oh my God. That is brilliant, sir.
But that's the thing. That bombing, like, it's you'd rather have the crowd really like you or like, be grossed out by something you're saying or be offended than just have them not ignore you. Like, yeah. I'd rather the crowd be uncomfortable with my
because those people
it didn't just not even notice I'm there.
Because those people are going to lift you up
yeah.
to a level of notoriety, and then the people who actually like that type of humor are going to find you.
Yeah,
and then they're going to stick.
Exactly. And when you're in the middle of a live performance, any reaction from the crowd is better than no reaction because you can play off of that. Like if you're bombing and then you start addressing the bombing and do a little crowd work and try and make your way back.
That part is fine, and we that's like
everyday work. An audience for
but
sure.
As far as clout wise,
haters lift people up more than their supporters.
1000%.
Donald Trump has more haters than he has diehard fans, and his haters are keeping him alive right now. Yeah, they're keeping him on the cover of every fucking newspaper, every magazine, every news broadcast. Like his supporters don't give him nearly as much airtime as his haters do.
That's right. And all it took was one ear piercing with a bullet. That's all it took. That's what won the guy the whole thing. But yeah, man. Speaking of which, do you ever seen that Trump impersonator, Jason Scoop?
No.
That he ran up to Alec Baldwin as Trump.
No, that's
you never seen this?
No, man.
Mike, have you seen this?
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Shane Gillis's Trump.
Well, that one's good, but this guy, Jason Scoop, he is a really good Trump impersonator. He ran up to Alec Baldwin while he was going to the airport or something, and asked Alec Baldwin, "Hey, give me an interview." And then he's like, "Alec, I'll give you a full pardon for cold-bloodedly murdering that woman." If you just give me a handshake, come on, Alec, come on, do it. And then Alec Baldwin threatened to snap his neck.
Well, that's not a good look for a guy who's accused of murder.
Right. Correct.
That's not a... Alec, maybe you want to pull that one back, buddy.
Right. Instead of, not in the way that you pulled back that trigger.
Yeah.
But it was on TMZ and everything, man.
That's tremendous.
And this guy was so funny with it. He went nuclear with it. Alec Baldwin's wife chased him down the block.
Hilaria Baldwin fucking went running after.
Hilaria Baldwin ran after him.
The fake Spaniard, Hilaria Baldwin.
Yeah, Mike,
remember
look it up, please.
That bitch had an accent, a fake accent for a little bit. You know
She's like, how dare you? Or whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck the Baldwins. I don't look up their shit.
Yeah, fuck that.
Right. Well, exactly. But yeah, this guy is so funny, man, and he's an actual stand-up comedian. He's been doing it in New York for a long time. He has the best.
I'll give you
Trump
a full
impersonation, but yeah. But my point is that clip by itself raised them up. Everyone was hating on him as far as like, how dare you just bring up that sensitive topic for Alec Baldwin. Meanwhile, it's a sensitive topic for the family of the girl who was
murdered. Yeah, he died. Yeah,
correct. But since they elevated him to that plateau, he's like a MAGA hero at this point.
Oh yeah, that's all it takes. The algorithms don't know if it's good coverage or bad coverage. They just know it's coverage.
Correct.
If people are hating you, just burying you in the comments on YouTube.
There's still comments.
All YouTube knows is this got 4,000 comments. This got to be a very popular video. Let's push it harder and harder and harder.
Yeah.
So they don't know fucking. It's great.
Exactly. Yeah. So
I'm gonna build my entire career on hate. I think
because you'll find your love.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just fucking a haterade. As I'm dishing out.
And you'll find the people that love you.
Yeah.
Isn't that so ironic and crazy?
It's funny. I can't believe I hadn't thought of it before because I've said that about my personal relationships with women. It's not enough to find a woman you love, or a partner you love, man or woman, depending on your gender and sexual proclivities. But you have to find a person you love, and that person also has to hate the same things as you do. You don't have to love the same things. You have different hobbies, different joys, different things that you like to do with your time. But you both have to hate the same things.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like your girl might like chocolate ice cream, you might like vanilla, great. But you guys both hate, cats.
Jews. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I was going.
That goes without saying.
Well, wow. Well,
I mean, I thought that was a given. I got to be careful. It's Hollywood here. I love you guys.
Yeah, right.
Please support me.
Fuck Kanye.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You have to hate the same things. Like, oh, I hate reality TV shows. I hate going to family gatherings. Like, so like you have to hate the same things because you can both come together on that hate. Like you can both hate watch a show. That's a fun thing. I was hate watching on mushrooms a couple weeks ago. The Meghan Markle has a new show on Netflix.
About what?
That's the thing. The show started, and I'm like, so what's the show about? And it was me and two of my friends, two gals. One of them's like, well, this is the show. I'm like, what the fuck is the show? It was like she's just getting ready to have a guest. And I'm like, there's no show here.
So she's interviewing people?
But we watched the show for 3 episodes. 3 hours of this shit. Howling, laughing at what she considered. Like she was making candles.
What the hell? Really?
They paid her $100 million to show you how to make candles.
You know what? Good for Meghan Markle.
Yeah, right?
You know what? Because she's an American girl and...
Yeah, she got that crown.
She sure did. She
snatched that crown up.
And said, fuck this crown.
Yeah.
And just used it as a goddamn dildo.
Well, think about that. I mean, like she wasn't even an A-list celebrity in Hollywood before she became royalty. She was what? She was like she was like third on the call sheet on Scrubs. What was it? Suits. Yeah. She wasn't even first on the call sheet for that.
Yeah. They tried to make a new season of Suits, but everyone got fatter. Because it was like 10 years ago. Everyone got like old. So imagine season 2 of Suits and like the guy's like
bloated,
geriatric. So what's the agenda for today?
That's what I'm saying. She was a co-star in that show. She wasn't the lead of that show.
Yeah, and on the Netflix banner they have her
and now look at her. She has $100 million fucking 4-series deal with Netflix.
Yeah, well,
because she married a redheaded ginger who's the love child of Diana and her fucking tennis instructor.
Oh, shit.
God knows it's not King Charles.
He looks like a love child of an Australian dude. To be honest,
you ever see that photo? Yeah, I'll show you the side by side for What's Meghan Markle's husband's name? Is Hank? What the
No,
fuck?
Harry.
Harry.
Prince
Okay.
Harry. I love Prince Harry.
Yeah, I forget. I don't fucking follow.
He's always gonna be my prince, man. I love Harry, man. There was a clip where he was in the army or something, right? Right, Mike? That he was in like the British Army.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like
he
an
actually
alarm
was.
went off, and he was like, "I fuck this interview," and then he ran to go jump in a helicopter or whatever he pretended to do. You know that he didn't.
Propaganda, G.I. Joe, Harry, there he goes.
Yeah. You know he didn't see any real action, but he pretended to, and I respect that a lot still. But yeah, man.
I'm trying to find the photo. So here's a side by side. So here's the guy that I think is his real dad. He was a British tennis player
Dude, Carrot Top.
in the 80s. So this guy was Diana's, he was a pro tennis player in, in the UK in the 80s. And he was like Diana's tennis instructor, and they think
he looks younger than Harry.
because that's 30 years ago. That photo's old.
Oh, was it? Okay.
But they were doing a side by side, and that's who they think his real father is.
It's possible. Princess Diana was a Sheila. She was a mole.
She was a good looking gal. Would you give it to Princess
Diana?
Yeah.
When she was alive, I love Prince
only
Harry.
after the car wreck would I give it to her.
I love.
I like it mangled. No.
She was, wow. Well,
Yeah, I like it bloody.
I mean, Randy. I go to extremes, Randy, but you.
That's a little much. A little
That's a little bit too much. Oh, speaking of which, British people, remember we were talking about how shitty Russell Brand was?
Yeah.
Did you hear that he has rape allegations?
Yeah, man. It was 6-7 women came out of the woodwork for him.
Rape, buddy.
Real rape.
Real rape.
Not this sexual harassment at work, penetration.
Yeah.
Unwanted penne.
Yeah, unwanted penne. Hopped on the bad foot and did the good thing, or whatever the fuck they say. Fucking.
Well, dude, I mean, listen, when you're a fucking major drug addict, I bet he doesn't remember half the shit he did.
Yeah, he doesn't remember.
It doesn't mean he didn't do it. So
correct. And
and I'm sure he's going to come and he's going to pull the Trump thing. It's a witch hunt. They're coming after me because I don't believe in vaccines. It's like, what does you raping women have to do with vaccines, my man? Like,
not only that, he's coming at it in the perspective of, I love Jesus now.
oh, he's a Jesus freak now?
He's a super Jesus freak.
Really?
Yeah.
Like born again Christian or Catholicism? What's he into?
I guess born
Santeria?
again Christian.
How come no one gets makes the change into Santeria? Like why are they always born again into being a Baptist? You know what I'm saying? Like what are you into now? Voodoo. Voodoo.
I'm a born again Muslim. Or some shit. Like,
Yes.
I'm a born again Kabbalahist. Yeah, that's true. You're right about
That's
that.
what I'm going to start. So we should start born again Judaism.
Yeah, right.
And put the Jew in there so we can get some of that.
Get away
Jewish-
with it.
Well, listen, I want to feel oppressed, right? And no one's more oppressed than the Jews, obviously. So you start to graft a little bit onto the Judaism. Like I know I'm not actually Jewish, but I'm born again Jewish,
Right.
And as a born again Jew, I'm ostracized like my Jewish brethren.
That's right.
So give me a bank.
Yeah.
Let me run a bank,
Yes,
and I'll feel better.
I want to get baptized in Palestinian blood, please.
I was going to say, how do they baptize you if you're born again Jew?
Palestinian blood, those bastards. We shouldn't even be laughing about this, bro, but I'm so worried about this country's future that everyone else who gives a shit. At this point.
Exactly.
So don't
we got
take
enough problems
offense.
over here.
I'm Puerto Rican.
You don't even have a country. Puerto Rico's not a state.
We have our own struggle, and his name is Tony Hinchcliffe. All right? That's our Hitler. I love you, Tony. Love you, Tony. Tony Hinchman, I used to call him. Tony Hinchman. Yeah, he was cool, man.
Yeah, the world's gone crazy. But I did check in on a story that I think it was like two or three episodes you were on ago. We were talking about is it Abby and what was her name? I have it right here.
Oh, the twins, the conjoined
Abby and Brittany
twins.
Hensel. Yeah, the conjoined twins. So the last time we heard about these conjoined twins, they were getting married. One of them was getting married, and we were baffled because, for those who don't know, Brittany and Abby Hensel have two heads but one body. Mm-hmm. So they share all of everything below the neck. They share. So how did they get married? Like one of them is going to be having unconsensual sex with the other's husband every time. So we had this whole conversation about it. But the breaking news is, conjoined twins Abby and Brittany Hensel sparked pregnancy rumors after sharing a video on social media. And their fans are waiting to confirm. So apparently the 34-year-old duo, who now are both married, one of them is floating pregnancy rumors. And one of them, I mean, aren't they both pregnant if one of them is pregnant?
Right. Well, what if one wants to have an abortion? What if one is pro-life, the other one's pro-choice?
I mean, that sounds like every relationship I've ever been in.
Right. Well,
Pregnancy scare? I want to keep it. No.
right. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Do you have to get consent? Does if Abby gets pregnant, does Brittany have to give her consent to use her uterus? Because it's a shared uterus.
Yeah, probably.
See, if Abby and Brittany Hensel can figure out how to coexist in a body, how can the Jews and Palestinians not figure out how to coexist in the desert? You know what I'm saying? Like they're sharing a vagina, and they've come to we'll figure out. Like, you want to have a baby, we'll come to a resolution.
What if one of them likes anal, the other one doesn't?
Right?
Yeah.
Right? What if one of them was gay and the other one wasn't?
Yeah.
Right? So she's like, I want to eat pussy, and the other one's like, I want cock, and I'm like, I don't want to see cock. It grosses me out.
Wow, bro. This is
There's
my
so many
mind
things
is
to go
so
with.
boggled.
There's so many questions asked them. But the pregnancy thing is crazy because how do they decide who's getting pregnant first? Because they're both married and they're both trying to get pregnant. So both their husbands are dumping loads into them, but they got one body. How do they know whose kid's in there? You know what I'm saying? Like, they got to do like a post-birth DNA test to find out who the father is.
That's a hell of a Jerry Springer episode. Let me tell you that. That's a hell
Where's
of a...
Jerry when you need him?
Where's Maury? Maury!
Maury would be all over this.
Abby, you are not the mother. and then half one body runs away. No, to the green room. The other one's like, no, stay. It's just, no.
It's the only time you could ever say, Abby, you are not the mother. So the chick, everyone knows who the mother is, but when you have two people in one body.
The cameraman's confused as shit. Like, which one's angry? Which one's not?
Very short movements,
Right,
head to head.
Running to the green room, like, which one's angry? I don't know which one. We're going to hell for this one. Shout out to Abby and Brittany. I love
Abby
you.
and Brittany.
I wish I had an Abby
I'm
and
happy
Brittany.
for. What I want to know is how the husbands figure out, like, all right, whose turn is it tonight? You know, they just rock paper scissors.
turn
Who gets
is
the
it
fuck?
today?
Because they can't, like
Rock, paper, scissors. You know what I wish they had a scissor for?
for them,
Right.
the girls, cut them in half.
They always choose scissor. That's an easy game. But like, you beat
Please
it
be
for
scissor.
20
Please
times.
be
Yeah,
scissor.
stop choosing scissor.
Yeah, but how does that work? Like, think about it. Like, because if I was just if you and I were married to conjoined twins, right?
Oh,
You're my
man.
boy.
Hopefully.
Yeah, my
Fingers
boy.
crossed.
But we both want to get laid in a given night. It's like, all right, it's your turn tonight. Yeah, rock paper scissors. You go, and I'll go. But what if the girl's like, hey, what if your wife's like, hey, let's do it tonight? And like, okay, and you go off and do it, and then my wife comes over with her sister's head tagging along.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I want to go tonight. I'm like, but Dean just fucked. Like, it's all warm from Dean. I'm not gonna go. Like no, but it's me. Like, yeah, but Dean was just inside of you / your sister. Like, I don't want to snowball. Where Dean was just playing.
That takes a whole cuck of a man.
Yeah, exactly.
A whole cuck of a man that I don't even know where they were born.
Well, I think those two husbands themselves had a weird kink that they're into.
Wait, they both have husbands?
Yeah, two different fucking husbands.
Get the fuck out of here.
man.
This should have been a reality show.
That's what how it isn't is beyond me. This is way better than fucking Love on the Spectrum,
and
Love
Love
Island.
and Blind,
Yeah.
and Love Fuckboy. All that's combined.
All that, yeah, exactly.
They would have swept up the ratings with this fucking show.
Yeah, so instead of my 600-pound life, like my conjoined life.
Yeah.
And fuck that. I want them to follow the husbands. Like, I want to see what they're like, how they're deciding. Hey, who's fucking who tonight? Like,
Yeah, what do they give besides a rose?
yeah.
If you
Hey, listen,
say,
I was having sex with my wife tonight, but I caught your wife's eye, and it really was weird. Like, I hope you don't. Like, I looked over, and there she was, right next to me.
what do they get besides a rose? Like if they want one of the guys to stay, what do they get?
Well,
besides
so
a
they
rose?
just give him a rose with two heads.
Ooh,
You know, right?
yeah, a double rose.
A little double.
A double rose. You can stay in the mansion,
Yeah.
and you, Randy, are cut.
Cut.
You are cut out.
It's so insensitive to their predicament.
So it is. It so is, man.
So insensitive.
Thank God for IVF now. You could choose how your baby looks like and all this stuff.
Well,
not
you
to say that-
you find out in womb, like, hey, there's something wrong with the embryo. We can't. It might not
Bye.
be viable. Yeah, it might not be viable. We might want to get rid of this thing.
Peace out.
All right, let's get to the news for the week. Now that we touched on, I give you an update on Abby and Brittany Hensel.
Yeah. Our one-way ticket to hell.
I know, right? So speaking of moms, 1 in 5 U.S. mothers has kids with multiple dads, according to a recent survey.
Duh.
Yeah, man. While often overlooked in discussions about modern fertility dynamics, it's more common than many realize, especially among younger parents and in communities facing economic challenges. Experts say this trend is linked to a mix of social financial, and relationship factors, and it often comes with unique challenges like navigating custody, co-parenting, and blended household living. 1 in 5 mothers has multiple baby daddies, huh?
Yeah, it's not surprising at all.
Does that bode well for the future of this country
not
and
at
society?
all.
Do you think it's important to not have baby mamas everywhere? I think.
Well, in this country's women are cooked, as they say. They're so cooked. You have to go out. You have to be a passport bro. You have to go to Colombia, shoot up a couple girls there, and just hope for the best, and then deal with your family over the phones. Order pizza from the United States to over there. This is a true story. I know a guy who does this, and that's it. And then go visit. Marlon Brando had a whole family in Tahiti.
Oh yeah, well Marlon Brando fucked Richard Pryor. You know that rumor, right?
I don't know that rumor.
You've heard of this, right, Mikey?
I've heard it, but I don't know about
Yeah,
it.
so
you hearing about it is enough.
What I loosely know about the Marlon Brando thing is that he was living in Tahiti. He bought an island in Tahiti and was living out there with a family.
Yeah.
And he'd run through every Hollywood starlet, fucked all the hot girls, fucked every woman on the earth that he could, so he was getting bored.
Of course.
So one night, and he's doing drugs with fucking
Pryor.
Pryor.
What are they doing? Crack?
Yes, not crack. I mean, these are rich guys. They're
Pryor did crack.
they're freebasing cocaine. They're burning cocaine.
Isn't that crack?
Crack is the poor man's version. Freebasing cocaine is you basically just smoking cocaine, which is incredibly expensive. Crack, they mix it with baking soda.
Sounds like a waste of cocaine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. When you have $25 million spent on cocaine
and a
every year.
perfectly good nose.
Yeah, right, exactly. But apparently they were doing coke, and Marlon Brando was bored of fucking all these Hollywood starlets, so he fucked Richard Pryor.
Who
And I think even Richard Pryor made some allusions toward this
did he?
in his life.
I mean,
Again, who's to know if it's true though? Because if he was joking about it, it's like, yeah, I heard the rumors, and boy, did Marlon fuck me. It's like, yeah, he might be joking. Like, who knows if it's real?
there's some truth in every joke.
Yeah.
And Marlon Brando did look zesty. I mean,
Yeah, he looked light in the loafers. He looked.
most Hollywood
His
stars
eyebrows
are.
were too plucked for the 50s
Yeah.
to be fully straight.
Yeah, for sure. I believe it, man. There's a lot of conspiracy, and not even conspiracy. It's all turning out to be true with Will Smith and all these. That's one of the things that made my head spin about L.A. when I first moved out here. Even before, I worked with some famous celebrities from out here doing camera work, and I was surprised that 80% of them are undercover gay.
Yes.
Yeah, they are. I was on a man. I shouldn't even.
Even
say
the women, some of the women, fucking Ellen DeGeneres was a closet lesbian for 25
Wow,
years.
closet. What closet was she in?
Well,
Fucking-
her fucking girlfriend was homegirl from Sopranos, and she's hot as shit. I'm like, she's a lesbian?
which one? Adriana?
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, I believe that. Adriana looked like a whore.
Yeah, but I don't think she was a lesbian.
Oh, I'm sorry, Hua.
Hua.
Yeah, well, the girl ones don't surprise me. Every girl is bisexual.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the guys, bro. And fuck it, I'll say it now. I don't give a fuck. I used to be a videographer for New Kids on the Block.
Oh, well, we all knew that. I mean, Jordan was gay, AIDS.
Well, wow. Well, his brother was the one out.
Oh, his brother was out.
Yeah, his brother.
His brother seemed like the most well-adjusted of the lot.
No, he was on Race Around the World with his boyfriend and everything.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
He did Amazing Race. Yeah.
Yeah, Amazing Race. Yeah, but no,
Race
most of
around
them.
the road. He was on that show, Race Around the World with your boyfriend.
Amazing Race.
Yeah, Amazing
to
Race.
not die from AIDS. Wow. Well, let me not.
Amazing Race. You mean white people?
Right. Yeah, no, like I would say at least 3 out of 5 of those guys.
Yeah. Well, and it kind of makes sense because think about it. You come to LA, you want attention. You're a good-looking guy. These guys are in the gym a lot. I mean, fucking it's gay behavior.
Wait.
It's gay behavior
I
to
go to
start.
the gym. I never was
so
like,
do I.
oh, look at that guy. I want to fucking spot him on that bench press and dip my balls in his mouth. Never have I said
guys
that.
that are into celebrity culture that want to move to LA, I would imagine guys that are into celebrity culture, like if you're a man and you watch Bravo, I bet it's 50-50 whether or not you're gay or straight. Like I don't watch Bravo.
What the
I'm
fuck
not
is-
into celebrity gossip.
What's Bravo?
The fucking channel, Bravo.
Oh, there's a channel still?
yeah.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
channel.
Is that the one that Howard Stern was on?
No, that's the one, the Real Housewives. That's Andy Cohen's channel, right? Andy Cohen owns E.
E
Yeah.
was the one Howard Stern was on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
E.
No, but my point is, and who gives a shit if they are, right?
Yeah, okay.
But a lot of them want to stay on the down low for career purposes.
Role reasons. Yeah, it's hard to be the A-listed hero in a fucking action movie if you're openly gay. For whatever reason, people
For whatever reason,
people
I don't
accept
know.
that. Yeah, like it's also acting. Like that's the point.
Yeah.
I don't believe Superman is actually Superman.
But here's
I know it's an actor.
Right. But here's my thing about it: that if you want to work with these people, you have to be somewhat fruity with it. You have to be, because I went on a cruise ship with them because they used to do a cruise ship thing with all their fans who were like cougars, 50, 40 years old. And
That actually must have been nice for them, dude, because they're probably the same age as their fans. They bang every girl on that fucking boat.
all those 40, 50-year-olds acted like they were 14-year-old girls still.
That's what I'm saying. But some of them are better in shape. These guys are probably cleaning up on
Very few.
Really?
Yeah, very few.
I feel like these guys are, I feel like fucking Joey McIntyre would be
In
mopping
the
up a lot of
80s
40-year-old pussy on these cruises.
In the 80s, they were hot, but now a lot
They're all
of them,
washed up. Yeah.
though they're older, they have kids and all that stuff. They're cool people, but luckily I brought my girlfriend who was super hot. But I still had an experience there where one of their crew members like pinched my ass at night. Like one of the dudes pinched my ass, and then I looked back. I was like, "What the fuck?"
So then you sucked his cock, and what
Well,
happened?
yeah,
And then what happened?
and then I moved out here to L.A. and now I'm in.
No, I'm in. Yeah, and I got a partner role, and I'm in. But 1 in 5 have kids with multiple people. Would you date a woman? Let me ask you that question. Would you seriously date a woman who had kids?
Of course.
Would you seriously date a woman who had kids from multiple fathers?
No.
Right?
I've had that. I was gonna be the 4th baby daddy, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, that and look, I'm not. This is not me prejudging anybody. This is me judging these women.
Yeah.
I get it if you've been married and you have kids and it didn't work out, but if you have 3 kids from 2 dads, it's like, all right,
2 dads is your max?
1 dad is my max.
Wow, what the hell?
I would date women with kids, but if she has multiple fathers of her children, it shows me that she's
a whore or
no,
Sheila
not even
or
a whore.
Mo?
No, she's I'm not making good choices.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So you met 2 guys, both of whom weren't willing to support their children, and now you're on to the next. It's like, am I going to be the next mistake you make? No. I don't want to be. There's a pattern, and I don't want to be.
And you have to deal with them too.
Yeah, and I don't want to be caught in her pattern and have to deal with these other 2 guys for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I could have been
I'm not doing
number
it.
4 baby daddy. I could not. And the chick was cool, and she was a freak, and she was pretty, and her
Well,
kids
we know
were
she's a
cool.
freak. She has kids from fucking all over
Right.
town.
Yeah, she was cool, but no, I wasn't gonna be 4th baby daddy.
Yeah, look, like I said, I'm not.
I would be
don't think
Mac's
there's- I don't think
second
there's
baby
wrong
daddy.
with them, but it's like, yeah, maybe the 3rd time's a charm for you, but I'm not going to take the chance.
Yeah,
You know?
I'll be second baby daddy.
Yeah, 2. I'll come in 2. I'll do 2.
Most,
do
and
2.
that all depends if your kid is cool or not. If your kid's an asshole,
Yeah, it also depends too
fuck
how much interaction I have to do with the dad. You know, because if you and him are always beefing, you know, I don't want that. But if you guys are cool and you like, and all the once a week you meet up when you hand them off on the week, kids off on the weekends. All right, you know, I'll drop them off with Doug, their dad Doug, and I'll fucking pick them up, whatever, you know.
Well,
but what I don't want is fucking him coming over drunk in the middle of the night, ringing the doorbell, talking about I want to see the kids. You know,
Yeah.
I cannot. I would not put up.
my experience is they're usually in jail or in prison. yeah,
That says a lot about the women you date.
Yeah, totally. I choose picker. I choose the right one, but I choose keepers.
Yeah, real fucking winners.
Yeah, for real. Damn, I gave you a hot clip about the fucking. I said some names and shit, man. Damn.
Oh, we'll pull it.
No, don't pull it. Just leave it there.
Sorry. You think New Kids on the Block is going to end your career? I think you're doing better than New Kids on the Block right now, Dean. I think you got a little more heat on you than New Kids on the Block. All right. Fuck. Mike Nell has more heat on him than New Kids on the Block.
No, Mike's the man. Hell yeah, Mike. And he's wearing green too. He looks like a Boston
Mike's a
guy.
legitimate Hollywood director. You know, he's got Netflix movies out there.
Oh, okay. So he knows more than me about this shit.
He knows all about this shit. Yeah, Mike. What Hollywood secret do you have? You're not telling us.
Who's secretly gay that we all thought was straight?
Yeah, who's a fucking asshole in town, or who has a weird sexual fucking proclivity?
Give us one name that nobody
I'm
gives
an
a
asshole in town.
Well, makes sense.
Yes.
Big secret.
Yeah, breaking news. I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah, listen, man, I don't care about none of that stuff, man. But it's just when you have to be a part of that to work with them, that's part where I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. But like,
Yeah.
well,
that's a good question.
There are pockets of people and groups and tribes that are not into that and that still thrive.
Yeah.
But bro, it made my head spin when I was like, oh, you gay too? Makes sense. I never heard you fucking anybody.
Yeah, there was no rape allegation against you.
Right, you're trying to fuck me now. Makes sense. Oh my God. I'm talking about famous comedians and shit. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
wow, oh, that's true. Yeah, you never fucked a chick. Wow.
yeah, dude. Well, Ricky Cruz.
Yeah,
Miami
Ricky
guy.
from Miami. Yeah. Super flaming.
He's the best. Good looking older man. Yeah, got a good head of hair on him. That guy.
Right.
But,
Good head. That's right.
But he was telling me a story about how Kevin Spacey used to hang around all the comics in the Comedy Store and at the Improv, and he got friendly with Ralphie May, and Ricky used to open for Ralphie, and he was living out here for a little while, and how Kevin Spacey would go over to Ralphie's house. And he was like, and Ralphie had like an apartment in fucking Hollywood,
Like a regular
like
efficiency.
comics apartment. Like, I was like, what year was this? He was like, it was like 99, 2000. Because Kevin Spacey was Kevin fucking Spacey. He was
American Beauty.
Yeah, exactly. He already did American Beauty and shit. So he's already Kevin Spacey. He's at fucking Ralphie May's house.
Right.
And I was like, what do you think he was doing there? He's like, probably trying to fuck me. Yeah. He's like, I was young, son. I was like 28, 29 years old. I look good.
Yeah.
He's like, after it came out that he was gay, hitting up on all these guys in fucking Martha's Vineyard, I assume he was trying to fuck me or Ralphie or one of his friends. That's why he's hanging around the comics. But the thing you wouldn't know until you sort of peel back the curtain a little bit.
Yeah, and you're behind the curtain. Yeah. And I'm not into exposing anybody. That's not my thing. But like, it's just, if you are gonna move out here to chase your dream or to create these goals for you in Hollywood, you have to know these things, that there are certain things besides talent that you're gonna have to like maybe barter or like struggle with in your own life. And
what are you gonna put up with
to
get where you want to be?
Yeah.
Right. Where does your integrity get cut off? I mean, I thought about that. Someone was asking me this is years ago, but it came up again recently, actually. The whole Harvey Weinstein thing and the Me Too and all that. Women were being unfairly propositioned. Like, what would you do if you were propositioned? I was like,
By a dude.
by a man or a woman?
Right.
Like, in your case, a woman. I'd fuck her.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, I'd fuck her. Even if she's ugly, I'm like, I'd take a Viagra and close my eyes. But I would if I meant I was getting a Netflix special, I'm fucking whatever executive wants. But
Easy.
Right, easy. But then it was like, all right, wait a minute. But what if it's a dude? It's like, oh.
No, Hulu. Hello. Hi, Hulu.
No, but
Hi, Tubi. Yeah, this is Dean Gonzalez. Yeah, do you guys have female executives? Yeah. All right, cool. Could you set up a meeting, please?
But here's the question. So instead of having to fuck the guy, so what if to get a Netflix special, Ted Sarandos, who's the CEO of Netflix, said to you, hey, let me suck your dick.
No.
And I'll give you a $5 million Netflix special.
No.
So you didn't have to suck his dick. You just lay back and get it.
Nope. Not
Sorry,
doing
Ted Sarandos. This is hypothetical. I love you, bud. I don't know you. I don't want to ruin my shot with you guys.
You already ruined it by mentioning it. Fuck Ted
What if Ted
Sarandos
Sarandos
at this
wants to
point.
suck your cock?
No, it ain't happening. He sounds like he has a good head on his shoulders when it comes to comedy, because he has like real comedians, and there's been hot comedian chicks who just get specials out the blue, who you don't even know or you never seen out in the scene.
Yeah.
So I fuck with Ted Sarandos. I didn't even know his name before, but I'm like, who the fuck?
So I
is
would
this
do what he's doing.
Who the fuck is this chick on the New Year's wrap-up fucking Netflix special? She's hot. Yeah. Oh, Ted, you son of a bitch.
You slide dog, you.
Good for
you
you,
slide
man.
dog, you.
Good for you. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, everyone says I wouldn't sell out. I know I would. It's a price negotiation.
Not
what?
Not for my man card, though.
For what?
My man card, it's just that I'd never been into it, bro. Here's the thing,
If Bill
recently,
Burr said you can open up for me for the next 5 years, but I have to jerk you off. I'd be like, I have to think about that, Bill.
See you, Randy.
Bill, I have to think about that. Do I have to keep my eyes open?
Wow. Jesus Christ.
Do I have to look at you?
Yo, speaking of Bill Burr, he's one of the ones that I thought could never be bought, but he was bought.
No, you think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
What happened? Who bought him?
He was on The View, for God's sakes.
Oh, well, he's got that new special coming out. Yeah.
Bill Burr that we know would never been on The View.
But going on The View is just like promoting your it's like doing morning radio.
No, it's not, dude.
The
View has so much
I gotta watch
views.
it. Let me watch it because
Mike, you know The View.
Yeah, no, but I know The View.
Well, what's The View? What has The View turned into?
No, but watch it. Don't know.
No, but one of the things about Bill is you don't know. I feel like whatever it is, I'm a big fan of the guy. Respect all his work. Met him a few times. Great guy. Fucking awesome guy.
Yeah.
He'll be on The View, but he's not going to tell. I don't know what he said. I have to watch the clip because he's the kind of guy that you invite him on the show, and then he'll say something that you didn't want him to say. They had him on the red carpet the other night, and they were asking him about do you still think it's right for Luigi to kill CEOs? He's like, yes, free Luigi. He's like, you guys are cowards. Why are you asking a comedian questions?
That was the
you guys
recent
go out
one.
and do your job? You don't know what he's going to say. So he might have went on The View and called those broads a bunch of old bags of shit. I don't know.
That would have been what the old Bill Burr would have said. He said something that they liked, so they invited him on. And the fact that he said something they liked when he was on Kimmel or whatever the fuck, they invited him on. He did that circuit, but it didn't last long. That's what I love about Bill Burr. You can't buy him for long. You'll buy him for a week or two, maybe, if he says something. He'll change his opinion back to the real Bill Burr. So you guys are the journalists. Do your fucking job.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why are you asking me? Go do your job.
Yeah, but he was bought for like a month, and it just annoyed me too much. Like I was like, man, come on, Bill, not you too. But luckily, because of that, what you just said, he did convert back. Yeah. He's called himself a dancing clown. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why I liked that Louis C.K. got canceled. Because right before he got canceled, he was like saying how Hillary Clinton's a good candidate for president.
That is weird when you start to believe your own hype. I feel like there's a certain level of fame that you can no longer look at the world objectively. Because you yourself are a character in it.
And they start throwing you bags.
That's what I'm saying.
Bags. But you know what they don't throw you? Yeah. Which is an example that Bill Maher set for me.
Love Bill Maher.
He's a flip-flopper to me, but you know what? He went to the White House recently. Did you hear about that?
Yeah. Kid Rock said
it up.
Yeah, I'll go meet Trump. Like, yeah, I'd love to meet Trump.
You know what he said? He said that he's been spending all this time endorsing Democratic parties and Democratic candidates. Never once has he been invited to the White House.
Oh yeah,
never once.
They're all scared of him. Donald Trump's the only guy who had him up there.
He wants to talk with Trump.
Barack Obama didn't do his show until after he left office.
Yeah, right.
Bill Maher gave his campaign $2 million.
That's crazy.
Never once. 8 years, the whole time he was in office, nothing. And then after he got out, he went in the air.
Trump said,
and Bill Maher gave him shit. He's like, thanks for finally making the time. Giving him shit like I hope the $2 million helped. And Barack's laughing. He's like, yeah,
but it's true, man.
What do I got to do to get you on my show?
Besides just spread this narrative of the bullshit you guys want me to tell.
Yeah.
Trump invited him to the White House without even knowing what type of vibe it was going to be, knowing that he talked all this shit about him. That he showed him the presidential bedroom.
Yeah, Lincoln
everything. Never once has any of the Democratic Party that Bill Maher has endorsed and campaigned for.
Yeah, I think you're right because he's never been.
No, I know him right. He said it himself.
He's politically incorrect. His first political show came on the air in 1993.
A great show.
Yeah, great show. So it's been over 30 years. Not one president the whole time. I mean,
never.
Dude, Sean Hannity's been in the White House 200 times. Right. Like every other political commentator. Jon Stewart's been in the fucking Capitol 1,000 times.
Now, here's the thing. That doesn't buy someone. But what that does do is showcase an example of what real politicking is.
Yes.
Talking to a fellow countryman.
Yeah.
That may or may not agree with your political views, which may or may not have thought that you'd win again. And they invite you to the highest honor of any civilian. Yeah. Just to converse.
I thought it was disrespectful when teams were saying that won the national championship or won the Super Bowl or won the World Series. Oh, we're not going to the White House. It's like, just go meet the fucking president. What are you doing? Yeah. It's a tradition.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you endorse him as a candidate. It means you're going to get honored by the president for winning the national championship.
Correct.
Just fucking, what is the... why is this a political statement? It's
right.
It's a fucking ribbon cutting. It's meaningless. It's a gesture to show that
in 100 years it'll just be that you visited the White House after winning.
Yeah, and it goes back to that thing that what bothers me the most is now they talk about Democrats and Republicans used to be the political opposition. Now it's the enemy. I'm like, no, the enemy is China. Yeah, this is just a Democrat in the United States. That's not the enemy. You know what I'm saying? That's just another American who you disagree with. The enemy is China.
Hey, you're making too much sense again, Randy. You're sounding a little righty. Hey,
you're talking sense now. Don't go doing that.
Put away the red hats, buddy. Huh?
Oh,
yeah, that's
dude.
what it is, man. But
Yeah, man. Always a pleasure having you on, my brother.
yeah, bro, it's always good being on. This is my favorite podcast to
Hell
be
yeah,
on,
man.
man.
Where can the people find you again?
Oh, well, I just did season 1 of Brandon T. Jackson's show, Making a Brand, which is a parody of Shark Tank. It's a comedy Shark Tank.
I like that. Oh, there's a lot of fodder for that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ammunition for Shark Tank.
1000%.
Yeah.
So it's a comedy. So I came up with this bit, and it murdered, bro.
Nice.
It's Brandon with the other celebrity judges, and I came up with an app that distinguishes and identifies minorities.
It'd be very useful in the current Trump administration.
Correct. So
You don't want to confuse your Asians with your Mexicans.
yeah, exactly. And I have one for Mexican. They thought the shit was genius, and so did I, because what I did was I created this app. I went as Dr. Javier La Bamba, right? That was my character's name. And then I go to like a black guy, and then I go like this. I go, hold on, let me see. This is what it does. And then I point to the black guy. The camera distinguishes what you are, and then
homeboy, what's up, my nigga?
and it also gives you a greeting. So when it did that, I was like, hold on, it was a glitch. I'm sorry. And then I go, and then there was a Mexican. Oh, hold on, I think it'll be better now. You're Mexican, correct? Yes, I'm Mexican. Okay, hold on.
Mexican calling ice.
Well, hold on. Hold on. I'm so sorry. This is not acceptable.
When does this drop, dude?
I don't know. I'm on
Season
episode
1.
3.
Episode 3. All right, we'll keep it out. Just forward it to me. I'll repost it, of course.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then I'm gonna point at Mike real quick. White man, correct?
Oh God.
All right. So let's see what the app says for you.
White man, hello, sir. Have a great bright day.
Jeez, there's still a few bugs to work out on this app, but it's called the ICE app.
The ice.
Instant classification of immigrants. Yeah, I put immigrants because there's no other word for immigrant that starts with the E. But you guys get the picture, bro. I murdered, bro.
That's nice, man.
Murdered. And
Sounds
Brandon
fun.
T. Jackson, he's awesome, man.
Where'd you guys shoot it? A studio in town?
A studio, yeah, around here. It's a nice studio in Hollywood, and they're gonna do season 1 and
See what happens.
see what happens, and I was very lucky to get on it, man. Brandon T. Jackson, if you guys don't know, is from Tropic Thunder.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder. He played the black guy.
A movie that could never be made again today.
Never.
I love that. I mean, dude, having
Robert Downey.
in blackface. Do you know that because of that movie, because of Tropic Thunder, Jamie Foxx saw that, thought it was hilarious, and then he wrote his own movie where he had Robert Downey Jr. play a Mexican because he thought it was so great to play a black guy.
Yeah, he said this on Rogan.
But that movie has been shelved because it's because the woke universe is not allowing it.
Not anymore. Yeah, right.
So his directorial debut, it's Jamie Foxx, Robert Downey Jr., and like 3 other fucking mega A-list actors. It's already shot.
It could work.
Fox spent $50 million budget to build the fucking thing.
Wow.
And they just shelved it. Because I'm like, please release that.
Yeah, it could
that would
work.
be huge.
It's super.
Donald
legal.
Trump's in office. He could do whatever he wants. Man. You know what I'm saying? Like, Trump's America now, baby. Fucking be racist.
Yeah,
publicly.
for real. And I'm so be humorly racist. That's what America's all about. I mean, we all
ditch your tiki torch. Just say funny shit.
Right. We all love and hate each other equally, and I'm glad Brandon T. Jackson got that role because it was originally Kevin Hart went for that role.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but could you imagine? Kevin Hart would have just made it about Kevin Hart.
Yeah, he would have been doing the same shtick. Yeah,
the same shtick. He would have tried to outshine, but that movie had so many superstars that would like.
Well, yeah,
did their own thing.
They got Robert Downey Jr. as the third lead. You know, that guy's huge. You know, like, that guy's he's like a fucking Emmy Award, Oscar Award winner. Like, and they have him the third lead. You know,
right. Yeah, so
I loved fucking Tom Cruise's character in that.
He could have made his own movie off of that.
Oh,
Les Grossman.
Les Grossman.
Yeah, man. That movie is probably top 3 best comedy movies.
Oh
of all
my
time.
God, yeah.
Ben Stiller.
So you can't go full retard.
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey playing his agent.
I mean, just
you get the
great.
TiVo.
That's right.
No, it was in your contract.
Yeah, and then the son is like, you have an adopted son? Well, at least you get to choose your son. And then he's in a picture with his son's like this. Just a great movie, man.
So great.
Anyways, Brandon T. Jackson, he's a great worker, man, and he's a cool guy. So watch out for Making a Brand. That one's a good one. I'm in New York in Memorial Weekend, 525 at the St. Mark's Comedy Club. It's going to be me, Eva Mendes, Nick Lee.
Eva Mendes? The actress?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my wife. I'm
I was
sorry.
like, what, son? She's doing comedy now?
No,
You doing a show with that? So you're going to meet her? Oh, my God. I was like, I'm coming. I'm doing a guest spot.
So am I. I'm coming too. Eva Evans. I'm sorry. Eva Evans.
Right.
She's very funny. She was on Netflix stuff. Lee Valentine is sponsored by the TLO management company that I work with. And yeah, man, we're going to do some Florida dates too. Me and Jason Scoop, the Trump impersonator.
Yep.
He's a really cool guy. He was here in LA recently, and we had a great time. We had a great talk. So I'm just gonna be around the nation again. Russell Peters, he's halfway around the world right now. He's in, I think he's in Hong Kong right now or something. So
you guys all,
yeah. So just I'm
Big
staying down to like come up with my boy Russell, man. I love Russell. I owe him so much when it comes to my career period and my understanding of the game when it comes to money and when it comes to relationships in this industry and everything. So that's why I always shout him out. And
where can people find you? At Dean_Gonzalez, right?
On Instagram and DeanGonzalez.net. I got my own website now where I'm selling.
Yeah, so if you want to go to his OnlyFans,
that's right.
You draw a picture of his feet. They're $5 on DeanGonzalez.net.
AI has a copy of my cock. If you ever see me leak a cock image, just AI it, and you'll find
if it's true or not.
Over there with cougars and fat chicks. Yeah, man.
Thanks for doing it as always, brother.
Always thank you, bro.
Obviously, you guys can follow me at Randy Valerio. Follow the podcast at Ready Set Below Podcast. Rate, review, subscribe. All the shit I should say at the beginning, but I never do. Love you guys. Peace.